Welcome back to my channel. So on this video I'll be showing you how I made this beautiful skirt, this high waist pencil skirt with this design on the front of the skirt. So let's start drafting. So we'll start by making a basic skirt. So I've already marked out my waist to hip and waist to nail line, just as you've seen on the video. So I came down by 7 inches from my new line because that's how long I want my skirt to be. So next thing I will do, I will label it out like you see me do, and I'll come down by 2 inches from my hip line, just like this. I'm just drafting a basic skirt. So I'll take my waist circumference divided by 4 and mark it on my waistline. So on this channel, we don't divide our hip by 4 in case you are new here. We don't do that. So we take our hip circumference and our back hip. So how to get your front hip is your hip circumference minus your back hip. You get hip circumference minus your back hip. So whatever you have now is now your front hip. So you divide that by 2. Hope you understand. So you divide that by 2 and you mark the measurements on your hip line like this. So that measurement you have, you take it down to your nail length, to your nail line like so, and you connect. So you connect waist to hip just as you see me do on the video, and you connect that 2 inches you came down from your hip, you connect your nail to that 2 inches like so. So you use your curve ruler to connect those 2 lines together. So we're just trying to avoid having any excess on our hip, the side of our hip. That's why we came down by 2 inches. So for me, I don't add waist dart to my skirts. If you add waist dart to your skirt, then you can put your waist dart. So for on my new line, I'll go in by 1.5 and connect it to these 2 inches like so. So how to make how to draft a proper basic skirt is on the I'll put the link on the description box below. So I'll extend the line like this to my skirt length, just the way you see me do. So we are done. So I'll add my sewing allowance 1.5 like this, and I'll connect and cut. So guys, your front pattern should be on fold because of the style we are making. So we are done for the front. So let's move to the back before we come back to the front again. So we'll move to draft the back pattern now. So I went ahead to roll out my line, hip, waist to hip, waist to nail, and from my nail line I came down by 7 inches, just like I did on the front pattern. So I'll start putting my measurements. Waist circumference divided by 4. So your back hip arc like this, divided by 2, and place it on your hip line like so. So whatever you have there, you bring it down to your nail line like so. So I will connect these lines together. I'll connect. So before I connect, sorry, I'll come down by 2 inches before I connect. So I'll connect now. Waist to hip and nail to that 2 inches we came down, just like this. You see how I'm placing my ruler, right? So I use my curve ruler right now to connect those 2 lines together. If you have any question, just you can comment it and I will answer you. So on my new line, I'll go in by 1.5, just the way I did on the front pattern. Just this is just for me to have it, like I'm just doing my waist shaping, my nail shaping, sorry, nail shaping. So I'll connect like this, and I'll extend that line I'll extend it to my skirt length like this. So the next thing we will do is on our center back there, on your new line, I'll go in by 1 inch like this, and I'll connect it to my hip line with my using my curve ruler like so. And I'll extend it to my, I'll extend that 1 inch to my skirt length, just the way you see me do with my straight ruler like this. So that is that for our back pattern. Very, very simple. So I'll add my 1.5 chain allowance, and I'll connect and I'll cut out. So move to the front now, back. So try to, so the first thing I'm going to do is from my waistline, I'll come down by 3 inches on my waistline like this, and on the other side I'll take out my hemming allowance. So for me, I'm using 3 inches for my hemming allowance. So it depends on how many inches you're using for your hemming allowance. So you first of all take out your hemming allowance first. From that your hemming allowance, you now take I mark out 2 inches. Hope you understand. I first of all took my hemming allowance. I'm using 3 because I want to turn it over with lining. I want my Ankara to be showing inside my lining. I don't know if you get. So after I take my hemming allowance, I came up by 2 inches like so. So that 2 inches, I'll connect it straight to this 3 inches I came up like this, and I'll cut out. Hope you understand. So that is one and that is two. I'm just trying to label. So on this down part, from my sewing allowance, I went up by 4 inches. From my sewing allowance, so I went up by 4 inches. So I'll measure what I have from here to here like this. You see where my hands are pointing, and where I'm placing my tip. I'll measure what I have like that, and I will keep it aside first, and I'll bring a fresh paper. So I've already ruled out the line where I want to start my drafting. So the down part, just keep like 6 inches on the down part. So that measurement we took on the skirt, I'll bring it upward like that. I'll bring it here like this. I hope you're all following. If you have any question, please comment. So I'll bring it here, and I'll roll out a line like this. So on the down part, this is where I want to be my down part. So I will go out by 9 inches. You can go out by 8 or 10. It depends on what you want. So I went out by 9 inches like this. So on the upper side, I'll go in by 4.5. So if you understand, on the down part, I went out by 9 inches. The upside, I went out by 4.5. So on this down part, I'll come down by 4 inches. From that my 9 inches, I'll come down by 4 inches like this, and I'll connect it here to here like this using my straight ruler. Guys, hope we are following. So before I connect, I just want these two lines to be equal, but it's not really important, guys. So I'll connect these two lines like so, and I'll connect these 4 inches down to this upside like this. I'll connect it like so. So this is the first, I'll now label it, this is my down part and my up parts. So this place is going to be on fold, and this place is going to be where I will join to the skirts. Guys, hope you are following. So that is that for it. So for the second one, it's two, right? So for the second one, I'll go up by 8 inches like this, and I'll come in by 5 inches like this. So I'll come in by 5 inches like this, and from that 5 inches, I'll come down by 4 inches. That's the way we did the longer piece. So I want to repeat it again. I went in by 5 inches, and I came down by 4 inches like this. So I'll connect the lines together like so. Just watch what I'm doing, guys. It's very simple to understand, like this. And I'll connect, and on the upper side I'll go in by 2.5. So I'll divide what I have here by 2. You see how I'm doing? I divide it by 2 and I place it on the upper side like so. So I'll connect it like this together. So I'm going to add my sewing allowance round this pattern like this. So I'm using 1/2 inch as my sewing allowance. So this is it for the front, for the 2-piece. So I'll cut out like this. So this is what you should be having. So I'll bring my fabric and cut out the first one first, like the bigger one first. I'll cut it out first with this yellow fabric. So this is going to be on fold, and my fabric is on fold, so we don't need the allowance, right? So I'm going to fold it in, and after folding it in, I'll place it on my fabric, and I'll cut exactly as the pattern is, because there's allowance on it already. So I've done cutting. I'll remove my pen and keep my, and this is what you should be having if you follow my step. You see it's on fold, so I'll bring the pattern back. So let's cut out the smaller one. So I'll add my sewing allowance on the ends alone, because others already have allowance, right? So I'm only adding my sewing allowance on the hem side like this, just the way you say may do. So you have allowance, he has allowance, they have, and they have allowance too. So this place is going to be on fold, here is going to be on fold, so there is no point to add allowance there. So I'll cut out and I'll place it on my fabric like this, and I'll cut. So guys, make sure that the unfold is they both unfold are matching together. I mean, your fabric unfold should be matching with where your paper unfold is. So I've cut out, and this is what I am having, guys. So this is the second one. So I'll go and put stay on it. I'll put stay on the both pieces, and I'll copy it and show us what I have after putting my stay on it, guys. So we'll start cutting the fabrics. So I'll cut out like the front face. I'll add allowance on this both sides, but the rest has allowance already, so I'm only adding allowance on this side. I just use my scissors to demonstrate. So I'm cutting out just the way you're seeing me do. Guys, please subscribe to my channel. Subscribe, please. I beg, share and like. I am open to suggestions, or if you have any positive suggestion, just let me know on the comment section. So this is the back pattern. I'm adding my sewing allowance, my zipper allowance, and I'll cut out because I already added my sewing allowance at the side. So guys, on a norm, we're supposed to come down by 2 inches on from our waistline for our band. The reason why I did not cut it out is because this skirt is an high waist skirt. So I'm not going to cut out my band, but I'll see insert my band. You get. So if you're not making an high waist skirt, remove your 2 inches for your band and cut out, and before you cut on your fabric. Hope you understand what I'm saying. But if you are following me, you don't need to cut out your band. You just cut it like this, and you still add your band to it, because it's an high waist skirt. So we are done cutting. So I'll bring a fresh fabric to cut out my band. So I'll put it on fold like this. So how to get your band is your waist circumference divided by 2 plus your zipper allowance, right? It's very simple, guys. Your waist circumference divided by 2 plus your zipper allowance. So I'll determine how I want my band to be. So I want my band to be 5 inches. So on fold will be 2.5, right? So right now my fabric is not on fold, so I'm making it 5 inches. So on fold will be 2.5. So I'll cut out like so. So you should be having this. If you open it now, you have your waist circumference plus your zipper allowance. So I'm going to add stay on it. I'll add stay on it. After adding my stay first, I'll fold in my half inch like this throughout all through the Ankara. I'll do the same thing to this other side. Fold in my half inch like this. I'll fold it in my half inch like so. And I will now join them together like this. You see what I'm doing? You get? Yes. So I'm doing all this. I'll add my stay first before I do all of this, right? So I'm going to add my stay and I'll do it. So it's time to cut our lining. So I want my fabric to be 4 inches longer than my lining. So I'll fold in 4 inches on my fabric like so, and I'll fold it in and cut out my lining exactly as seen. So the same thing to my front pattern on the down parts, guys. So I fold in 4 inches inward and I'll cut out my lining. So guys, please iron your lining before you cut out. Like the rule is that you must iron your fabric before you cut out. That's the rule, and it's better like that. So I'll pin and I'll cut out everything exactly as the Ankara is. So the same thing to the upper part of the front, exactly everything. So it's time to join our back together. So I'll bring the Ankara and the lining like this. I'll sew the down parts like so. So I've sewn it. So I'm going to draw my lining to match my Ankara on the waistline like this. You see what I'm doing? So I'll try to arrange the down parts like so, making sure that my lining is matching with my Ankara on the waist. So I'll go and sew in this place. You see me show you like this with less than half inch. The same with the side to the same thing with less than half inch, guys. With less than half inch. Don't even use up to half inch. I'll sew it like that, and I'll turn it out from the waist like so, and I'll iron it. I'll do the same thing to this other side, just the way you saw me demonstrate. I'm showing again. I'm showing here less than half inch. So I've sewn it in. I have not ironed it because there was no light, and I need to continue with the video. So you see what I was trying to tell you. Iron it, iron. So this is the front and this our style. So I've put my stay on it just the way I told us to do. So I'm going to sew here like this, the down part like so, with half inch. The half inch I added up, so it's in. So I'll do the same thing to this smaller piece. So I'll sew it in and I'll turn it and iron it very well. So guys, I have sewn it and I've turned it out, but I've not ironed because I don't have light at the moment. I'm so sorry, guys. So this is what you should be having. So I'm going to place it on my skirts. So you know that when we cut out this thing, we came up by 4 inches, right? So you do the same thing. You come up by 4 inches and mark out like this. You mark out like so, and you place the longer one on it like this. You see how I'm placing it is matching that 4 inches I chalked. So you do it like this. So you try to arrange it, but if you iron it, it's not going to give you stress. So you bring the smaller piece and place it like this. You see our skirt is coming out to life. So you bring the upper side and match it like this, right side facing each other. So I'm going to sew it. So you can pin it first before you sew. So I'm going to pin it. So I'll go and sew it on my machine by 1/2 inch, and I'll show you what I have. So guys, I have sewed it together, and you see what I'm having. It's still looking good because even when I've not even ironed it. So imagine when you iron it, you like everything will be just okay. So you should be having this. So the next thing we're going to do is to join our lining to the Ankara. So it should be, so I'll make sure I match the down part together, and I'll sew it by 1/2 inch. I've sewn it by 1/2 inch already. So I'll be going to carry the lining to match the Ankara on the waistline like this. So after doing that, I'm going to arrange the down parts. I'll arrange it very well. So I'll sew here by less than 1/2 inch and less than 1/2 inch, and I'll iron it out. So you should be having this because I'm having this already. So you see how everywhere is sitting okay. Our skirt is coming out to life. So you iron, guys, iron. So the next thing is to join our front and the back together, just the way you see me do. You see I'm trying to arrange it. So I will take out my sewing allowance, the one I added. I'll take it out like this on the sides. So after doing that, on the center back like this, I'm going to arrange it well, and I'll come down by 10 inches and sew end where I want my sleeve to start. I'll stop there. I'll open it and iron where I sew, and I'll put my zip. I'll show you what I have. So guys, I've done all of that. I've joined my both sides together. I've put my zip, just the way you have seen. So the next thing is to sew our band. So I went ahead to put my stay, and I fold in 1/2 inch. So I'm now left with 2 inches. So that is how my band is going to be wide enough, 2 inches wideness. So I'll sew my band to my skirt like this. I'll open my zip. So I didn't sew my zip up to my skirt, to my waist. So I'll open my band, and you see that 1/2 inch with sewing. I'll place it together like this. I'm going to sew it together with my band and my skirt pattern, my skirt pieces, sorry. So I'll do it like this, making sure that right side are facing right side. I'm going to sew it by 1/2 inch round the skirts. So I've done that. I have attached my band to my skirt just the way you see me do. You see, I only attach one side. So it's time to sew our zip up to our band. So this is how our skirt is going to be. So I'll notch that our midpoint like this. I'll notch it. So after notching it, I'll open it out, and I'll use my chalk to trace out that place. I'm going to sew my zip to my band like this, and I'll end at that place. I'll end at this place where my chalk is. So I'll do it on the both side and show you what we should be having. So I've sewn it together, and this is what I have. As you can see, I've sewn it together. So it's time to sew in our band. So I'll make sure that my zip is out of the place, and I'll fold in my band like this. You see I'm folding my band like this. I'll try to arrange it, guys. Arrange it. And I'm going to sew close to the zip like this, very close to the zip. But don't sew at your zip teeth though. I think I've been saying this like in all my skirt patterns. So I'm just trying to arrange it. So after arranging it, I'm going to sew like this. I'll sew and I will end at that 2 inches I fold in on my band. I'll end there. You see, that's why I'm just trying to show you guys. That's where I end. I'll bring it out, cut out my thread, cut out my excess of for my zip, and I'll turn it to the right side like this. So I'll do the same thing to the other part of the skirt, the other side of the skirt. So after I've done the both side like this, is to sew our band. So I'll make sure that my band is covering any dirty work on my skirt inside like this. I will pin it so it will not move while I'm sewing it. I'll try to pin it. I'll pin it all through. So after pinning it all through, I will turn it to the right side and I'll sew like the way you're seeing me do. So I will sew like this. You see where I'm demonstrating? I'll sew close to that line like that. I'll sew it throughout the skirt the way you're seeing me do. So after sewing, that is the end of our tutorial, guys. So we'll be done for this class and I'm going to wear it and show you what it looks like, guys. So thank you for watching to this extent, guys. You see how everywhere is neat. Thank you for always coming back to watch my videos. You see the back and the front, so guys, and neat. For now, bye. I'll see you on my next tutorial. I love you guys. Please subscribe and share my videos. I love you. Bye. Unjust, you good. It's done just you good. It's done just, yeah.